I personally don't like to see guys take punishment, especially at the latter part of their career, because again, a piece of you is always left when you step out of that ring. Every time you go into the ring, you're not the same person that comes out. I don't care who you are.
Camera. If Manny Pacquiao Floyd Mayweather gets made, it does more than Terence Crawford Canelo on Netflix.
Oh, wow.
Clip that.
He pulled out a good, I don't know if he interviewed Floyd or it's just his imagination, but it's something that has people talking about, so it's going to be a great fight.
Leonard Ellerbe has warned Floyd Mayweather not to fight Manny Pacquiao. He emphasized that boxing is a brutal sport where a single wrong punch can change a fighter's entire future. According to Ellerbe, in the later stages of a career, fighters should avoid risky bouts and instead focus on securing their earnings and protecting their health. He believes that once a legacy is established, there's no need to prove anything further. Older fighters, in his view, should enjoy life rather than chase unnecessary danger.
Do what's best for him. If he feels as though the time is now to walk away, but I personally don't like to see guys take punishment, especially at the latter part of their career, because again, a piece of you is always left when you step out of that ring. Every time you go into the ring, you're not the same person that comes out of the ring. I don't care who you are. And boxing is a brutal, brutal sport. And all it takes is, one punch here, and again, the whole life is completely changed. And the key is to get in this sport and to become successful, meaning fight the best guys that are out there, and then make a lot of money, and then be able to go out and do whatever it is you want to do. Obviously, with being in a position to take care of your family. That's what it's all about.
In a rare public statement, Floyd Mayweather's son expressed clear disapproval of his father returning to face Manny Pacquiao in a rematch. While he didn't mention Pacquiao by name, his message conveyed deep concern for his father's well-being. He believes Floyd has already achieved enough in the sport and has nothing left to prove. His stance is rooted in personal care rather than competition, reflecting how the families of retired fighters often prioritize health over legacy.
I don't know. You gotta ask him.
Hey, brother, would you like one question?
No.
Can I ask one question? Hey, brother, can I ask one question?
Everybody's older.
Can you put another shrimp in the box?
Manny Pacquiao has openly declared that he's ready to fight anyone, including Floyd Mayweather, if the opportunity arises. He invited Mayweather to sign the contract if he's serious about coming out of retirement. Pacquiao's message is clear. He's confident, prepared, and believes there's unfinished business between the two. His recent performances show he still has the spark. And he's not waiting, he's challenging.
Coax Floyd Mayweather out and maybe you guys get a rematch right here in this same building. Do you feel like that this version of you beats the version of Floyd Mayweather that exists today?
It's hard to talk about the fighter who retired already. If he comes out and go sign the contract and we'll fight. Let's fight again if he wants. I have no problem with that. I'm active now. I don't pick my opponent. I fight them all.
For WBC President Mauricio Suleiman offered a diplomatic perspective. He acknowledged Floyd Mayweather's legendary status and noted that the boxing world does not demand another war from him. However, he admitted that if the public continues to call for it, the rematch holds potential. His stance reflects the commercial nature of boxing. Fan interest often drives reality. While Floyd may not need the fight, overwhelming demand could bring it to life.
Can you see a scenario where, obviously, Floyd, who's held the WBC titles many over his career, maybe gets tempted out of retirement for a Manny Pacquiao rematch?
What do you say?
I say he doesn't need to fight again, but I also would definitely come and watch. So I'm sort of like,
You'll come and watch. We have to see what happens Saturday, first of all. Of course, Floyd is legendary, just as Manny. There's no issue there. But you cannot skip. There's various before, and Lance is a great journalist. I think he pulled out a good, I don't know if he interviewed Floyd or it's just his imagination, but it's something that has people talking about. So it's going to be a great fight.
Pacquiao's recent interviews and social media appearances show a strong desire to revisit the ring with Floyd. He firmly believes he can win a rematch and rewrite history. His confidence stems from his performance in the Barrios fight. Driven by a sense of unfinished business, Manny believes a second clash would correct past mistakes and further elevate his legacy. His tone has shifted from speculative to determined.
Even fight him today?
Even here.
Oh my goodness. Tell me about that fight a little bit. Being in there with Floyd being in there with you, like what was the experience like being there, in the ring, fighting him finally?
It's good, but despite all those things, but after the fight, right after the fight, I went to the hospital and got operated with my
Yeah, you got an operation,
Yeah.
I remember you posted a picture of
really hurt.
Was he better or worse than you thought he was?
No, that's his style. Like, I knew it. But the thing is, I'm expecting that I won the fight because he didn't throw a lot of punches. I throw a lot of punches. And I reviewed the compi box, like slow motion from first round to 12 rounds. Like how many punches get connected and how many punches of him he connected. You know, that's boxing.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining or making, just it happened that way. It happened to me many times.
Did you want a rematch with Floyd?
I'm still active. It's up to him if he's going to fight.
You would even fight him today?
Even here.
Oh my goodness.
Even here.
Yeah, that fire never dies, man.
My right hand is complete. So.
Boxing analyst Chris Algieri offered a neutral and thoughtful take on the rematch rumors. While he acknowledged the fight isn't guaranteed, he believes it's not out of the question. Algieri pointed out that Manny's showing against Barrios reignited fan interest. He emphasized that Pacquiao's conditioning, hunger, and willingness might be enough to tempt Floyd into one more battle. His analysis gives credibility to what many see as inevitable.
Listen, if Floyd's talking about coming back,
And that's what I wanted to touch on. Do you think that this now warrants Floyd Mayweather with his competitive spirit and attitude to come back and maybe try to one-up Manny Pacquiao by beating him again?
that wouldn't surprise me at all because I know how Floyd is when it comes to, seeing other people doing their thing. He's like, that's, so I think that's a really good possibility of happening. But again, that's going to come down to Floyd and Manny. I think they're both in the driver's seat. Floyd's always in the driver's seat, Hey, sir, how are you?
Even before Pacquiao fought Mario Barrios, there were whispers that a win could launch a rematch with Floyd. The financial potential is enormous, with revenue projections exceeding $1 billion. Now that Manny has completed the Barrios bout, fan demand for the rematch is louder than ever. With both fighters' histories and massive global followings, the matchup could surpass recent super fights in both appeal and profitability.
So breaking news, Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao 2 is in talks to happen next if Pacquiao beats Mario Barrios. And Mayweather is expected to be ringside for Pacquiao's fight on Saturday night. And according to reports, the rematch could be the first ever fight to generate over $1 billion. And that would lure Mayweather out of retirement. Now, I definitely saw this coming. Manny's coming out of retirement after 4 years. Of course, because he's passionate about the sport. And Barrios is a world champion, so it's a legacy fight. But there's bigger name opponents Manny can fight. And the biggest of them all is definitely Floyd Mayweather. I mean, their first fight generated 4.6 million pay-per-view buys, did over $600 million in revenue, including pay-per-views and ticket sales and sponsorships. And even though the fight didn't live up to expectations, it could still be a massive fight. 2 to 3 million pay-per-views right now. Or you could put it on Netflix and hundreds of millions of people would watch it worldwide. So if Manny can pull off the upset against Mario Barrios and become WBC champion on Saturday, don't be shocked if these two's negotiations really start to heat up and then the fight gets made shortly after.
Former champion Sean Porter offers a different view. He believes the Mayweather-Pacquiao chapter closed in 2015 and doesn't need to be reopened. Porter sees the risk of the rematch turning into a nostalgic spectacle rather than a true sporting event. He argues that younger fighters with more at stake could provide greater entertainment. In his opinion, both legends should be celebrated for what they've already achieved, not pushed into another high-pressure bout that might tarnish their legacies.
Listen, we've seen Manny on the end of bad decisions before. Timothy Bradley, Jeff Horn fight. Shout out to Tim. I know how you feel about that. Family. But This is what he's got to deal with. You can't go through a camp, do what you just did right there. We saw all the heart, everything that we've always seen from Manny, and this is the result. Shout out to Mario. He made the fight difficult just from being a big guy who is a better boxer than I realized. Came to the ring with a true game plan to try to box and be patient, find openings and things of that nature. I don't think that Mario did enough to win. I don't think he did enough for a draw. I think that there was a lot more that he could have done. But the main thing is the style that he chose to box was actually a good style to use against Manny Pacquiao. They were saying that they were going to come right to the middle of the ring, and they did, but they came to the middle of the ring, and then they circled, they moved, they worked behind the jab. Not enough jabs, not enough of everything from Mario, you know, so I really don't agree with the draw. All that said, y'all know I got to say the rest. Y'all know I got to say the rest.
Well,
One more?
Should Manny fight younger guys still? Like, should he fight a Tank? Should he fight a Rolly? Or should he rematch Floyd?
I don't think y'all want to see him with Floyd. Do y'all? I don't know. I'm feeling like the world, because it's Manny Pacquiao, it makes sense for it to be Floyd Mayweather. But I don't know. I thought yesterday you were poking the bear.